2017 Toyota Tacoma in for a TOYTEC Boss lift kit. This truck is built for, or as a Father's Day present, so stay tuned. So now we're just test fitting the wheels to make sure, clears the caliper, which it does. And then what we'll do is we'll turn it left to right just to make sure it clears, suspension and frames and what have you. We're going to be mounting 285 7017s on this beast. Here's the TOYTEC Boss kit for our 2017 Toyota Tacoma. Your complete system up front. It's got coilover, ride height adjustable, billet top hats. Your rear shocks, battle leafs, hardware, rear pinion angle shims, front sway bar relocation. Quite a complete kit. I'm going to start re-enriching the front right now. Another thing we do is, remove the lower control arm alignment eccentric hardware, lubricate it with never seize. Over time, these will seize into the lower control arm bushings, and many times on the earlier previous generation Tacomas, we have to cut them out, put new hardware in. So even though we don't undo the suspension here when we perform the install, we like to take them apart and lubricate them. And it just makes life easier, say, in the future when we have to perform alignment. So when I start re-enriching the suspension, I like to undo the outer tie rod. Next thing is I take the lower shock mounting bolt off. And we'll undo the lower ball joint bolts to secure to the knuckle. And then last but not least, remove the 3 upper strut top mounting bolts. And then we reverse installation for the lift kit. Here's a comparison between the stock Hitachi shock and the TOYTEC Boss coilover kit. Look at the wrap on those coils. A lot tighter overall diameter. Each spring loop is a lot greater than the OE one. Next thing I did was add the front sway bar bracket relocation. What it does is it pulls this part ahead. You got clearance with the coilover. Moves the head about 1 inch and a bit. Okay, the left side's strut is installed. Lower strut mounting bolt is secure. Lower ball joint bolts are. In order to drop the control arm down, or the lower, like the knuckle and assembly to come down to meet the lower control arm, I undo the sway bar end link. Because since the shock is now taller than the original, you can see where it wants to sit compared in relation to the right front. So once I re-enree the right side and undo the end link, I will reposition this and torque it down. At the same time, what I did is I put lubrication on the sway bar bushings, because down the road they'll dry out and start to squeak, so I just pre-lubricated them. I mean, this truck's only got 50 kilometers on it, but I want to make sure it's good for a long time. All the mounting hardware I never seized and what have you. It's just to make it easier down the road. If the customer ever wants to re-enree the kit, or now that I have the coilover button up, I'm going to be re-enreeing the upper control arms. We're putting adjustable SPC arms in. You can see we got this ball joint here. Going many configurations. You can slip and slide for camber. You can adjust it for caster, which we don't. When you raise a vehicle such as a Tacoma, we make the adjustments in the lower arm, and what happens is you push the control arms down, you still have the same window of alignment adjustment, but you get higher lower caster, camber. It tends to be a little bit too positive. So installing upper arms will allow us to adjust camber adjustment more. Then in the lower arms, what we do is we try to increase caster as much as we can. Also, it helps increase the wheelbase back to where it should be. And if you run a little bit larger tire, we give you clearance here. The SPC adjustable upper control arm is installed. What you have to do some cases, you have to just up here in the unibody here, or in the inner well, we just sort of have to bend it out a bit to extract this bolt. Okay. Another thing we do is we lubricate the ends of the poly bushings with Vaseline type substance so you prevent squeaks in the future. What else? We will retorque all the hardware, the upper control arm mounting bolt, the lower alignment adjustments. and everything will be retorqued with the weight on the ground, so no bushings will be bound up. Just finished installing the diff drop kit. Comes with all the supplied hardware, longer bolts, nuts, washer, spacer. Skid plate spacers, front and rear have been installed now. Gives it clearance because since you drop the diff down here, the brackets have to clear, so you have to get the drop. I moved the truck over to a 2-post. We just didn't have any space earlier this morning when I did the front. I had it on one of our alignment racks. Now we're going to be putting the add-a-leaf in, block, and pinion angle shims and the new rear shocks. Our technician is just finishing up the rear of the 2017 Tacoma. Use clamps on either end of the spring. Allows us to undo the center pin. We add the add-a-leaf, pinion angle shims, and have everything torqued down. And once that's done, new wheels go on, and then we'll bring it back for the alignment. Tacoma build is near completion. Got the methods on. 285 BFG KO2s.
I got a new blade. I do.
The TOYTEC rear shocks have been installed. The add-a-leaf, pinion angle shim. So we're just buttoning up this truck. Eric's torquing on the rear U-bolts. Got the methods on. 285 BFG, all terrain KOs. Looks pretty tough. I think Dale should be happy. So tomorrow goes out for a canopy. Motorized side steps. It'll be a happy Father's Day. Okay, I just finished up the alignment on the 2017 Tacoma. It's pretty good. One thing I didn't take into account initially was that we're going to be running a canopy. So what I did is I installed our 2-inch rear ready lift block kit, compensate for the weight. So once the canopy and weight are on the back, it'll level out. Actually be on a nice rake. There's your block. Kit. Pretty good. Also torque down the upper control arm bolts with weight on the ground. Also retorque the alignment bolts. So overall, they're pretty good. He's trying to lock his truck.
Happy Father's Day!
Has he even seen the truck?
No. No, he's trying to beep it and it's beeping over there. Here.
He doesn't know what to do, whether to cry, laugh, or what to do, right?
Don't cry, I'll just like that.
Get in there and start it up.
That's wonderful.
Go even look on the back.
Look at the back. Oh, I didn't know that thing rolled out. You see that good thing rolled out? No, here.
Oh.
No.
What?
No, over here, no. Yeah. Wait, you like this?
You're all set, eh? What? You didn't know?
Well, maybe he did know.
I
have
had
no
no
idea. I
idea.
know
Come
he
on,
didn't.
you guys.
I know he didn't.
Oh, that is wonderful. I know the reason for this is
Why?
1, 2, 3,
Can I
4.
see? Let me have all the
Bicyclette.
grand
was new.
Hey, open the door again. Oh, it came down.
He didn't know it was a new truck. He thought we just put rims on his old truck. You didn't know this was a new truck? You thought we just put wheels on it? Oh, that's hilarious.
I like it. No. He doesn't know what to do.
Daryl, honest, the only reason I knew is this here. It says Kelowna and then
The new
Password.
license plate.
And I'm looking like, what you do? You guys get me some new plates?
No.
Because he wasn't looking close enough. You His heart.
Wow.
His heart with your watch.
I love it.
Yeah, can I get your pic? Aw, look how cute. Okay.
Jay's got the new keys.
No, I
Oh,
gave
he
him the
threw them
keys.
to you. Yeah. Start it up.
You just gotta push button.
Push button.
Push button.
No, you just push the button.
Just push the button and it'll start. It's like our car.
You have
Here's
to
foot on
put
the
your foot on
brake.
the brake.
Can I see it? Oh, look, there's no kid in there. All I see is flag. Let me see the big sign.